Check, check, 1, 2, audio, 1, 2. Hey, what's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me? Anybody with us? Check, check, 1, 2. Looking for feedback. Hey, what's up there, Augie? Alright, guys, thanks so much. Cool deal. Yeah, some weird things going on with the live stream today. Something just has changed with live stream. I'm not sure what it is. Just had to reset my Procaster, and what a crazy day. I wanted to come on here. Of course, we're about an hour and a half late, and let Johnny get a break from what an extremely emotional and tough situation in the morning. I remember Montana definitely going through probably must be one of the worst times of his life, and I just want to reach out to him and personally say, listen, you know, he cried for help, and a good several hundred hands reached out for him, and so that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other when we have problems and people go through rough stuff, and Johnny did a great job with your stories and stuff, and you put your heart into it, and we just want you to know, Montana, we all care about you. So hang in here with us, and you know, that's what we're here for. Reach out to us and we'll reach right back, man. And I think Johnny mentioned you have a daughter and stuff, but you know, stick with us, okay? So anyway, so we're gonna try to shift gears here a little bit, of course, and have Andrew from Infinity Futures come on with us, and I look forward to that. I just recently signed up and got an account with Infinity. Actually, what was it, yesterday? I guess it was there. Augie's asking what's up with tonight's show. Not sure yet, Augie. We'll figure something out though. But just signed up with Infinity. Actually, just yesterday or the day before. You know, looking for, you know, a specific, you know, futures type of broker, one that does it right and, you know, does one thing very well. And I'm very much looking forward to that opportunity with the Infinity account. I haven't funded it yet. You know, that shouldn't happen. That should happen pretty soon. And but I'm going in this thing completely, you know, kind of blind. I haven't even logged in yet. You know, let me address the audio issues. I'm not sure if you guys are getting them from me or not. No, I'm not saying that at all, Varicose Wayne. Not at all. Not saying that at all. But this is going to be concentrated. We're going to concentrate on Infinity Futures. Let me say something about the audio thing. I think what it is. It could be a networking issue in the office. It could be some collisions on the router for that particular port, because we did notice this morning earlier that the Procaster completely shut off for John's broadcast. John, I don't know. I hope you're in the office and you're listening. Here's what I'm thinking. It could be something with the cable going to the router. It could be something with the port speed. It could be something with the actual the Verizon modem. One of the ports could be starting to go bad. It could be that. It could just be the cable, just, you know, slightly not there. It could be that particular cable is wrapped around a electrical cord or something. You're getting some interference. It could be something related to the network, because I did notice your network reset on your new computer today, and I'm pinging your office from both chat servers and the DayTradingRadio.com server, and I'm graphing that, and the pings are every second, and we never saw you lose. I never saw your office fail to respond to those pings. So that meant your router and your modem was still there, but for whatever reason that computer dropped off. So it could be that port or that wire connected to that modem could be causing that. If it's not that, it could be something in that Procaster that's kind of weird. Things seem to kind of change for me on mine as well. And Augie, are you getting the skipping sound as well from me? Because I'm running a completely different bit rate, completely different hardware, completely different location of the country. So are you guys getting the skipping as well? No, no, it's not. It's not a computer related issue. Okay, not yet. No problems yet. All right. Now I just got a connection loss this server. All right, so that's another type of error I just got here. Let me kill that off. Yes, I do want to quit. Let me just do a little market recap update here. 130 on the Dow on the downside. NASDAQ Composite down 45 and change. S&P 500 index is down 17. Bluesman, I look bad. Yeah, if you only knew. Man, so yeah, I'm running a very low bit rate. I really think it's probably got something to do. It could very well be something with the software on the new computer, getting the bugs ironed out on that. It's almost like a garbling, like a really fast rebuffering. It could be that the new version of the Procaster. I would highly doubt that it would have anything to do with the computer. Not hardware related or anything wrong specifically with the computer. Anyways, it could be the networking. Could be, like I said, the port on either side. Could be the cable. So, John, if you're out there, if you could switch, maybe throw another cable in that sucker and see what happens. So, yeah, it was very small. I'm going to try to get Andrew on here. Let me get the Skype up. Skype is good. We're going to do a little Munchie show here and get Andrew on here. And I'm going to kind of like just treat it like, hey, look, I'm just a dummy here. Sell me on this thing. Taught me through the whole process. Obviously, I've got the little account started, but let's go ahead and get Andrew on the phone here and give him some love. He's going to give back some love to us as well. So, Andrew from Infinity Futures, I'm going to go ahead and call you, Andrew. Let me see. I find you here. There you are. Let me get you on here. All right. Let's see if we can get Andrew on the line here. No. There we go. There he is.
Hey, man.
How are you?
1 second. Let me just mute all my...
all your other contraptions.
Okay.
All right. How's it going?
Excellent. Excellent. Yourself?
Well, it's one of those mornings, but we're hanging in there.
Oof. Yeah. I hope Montana's doing okay. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Same here.
So how's everyone doing today? Pretty well.
Hey, Andrew, remember too, when you say something over the air, it's going to probably take about 5 to 8 seconds, for you to get a feedback in the chat room because of the delay.
Gotcha.
Delay.
Sounds like a tech issue, Paul.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is a tech issue.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry.
Hey, I run the chat room server. $100 million network runs the video. Which one's delayed? That's the question, right? It's just it's the nature of the beast. All right, so I finally made the switch. You saw my application come through there and everything. I hope it didn't scare you. So I haven't, honestly, man, I'm going to go ahead and honest with you. I feel jealous here. I mean, guilty. Okay. And just, because I have never downloaded and jealous because I see all these, members. We've got so many members using Infinity Futures, man. I see NC Dave and all these, I mean, so many of the well-known people. And, I see people in the room there talking about it's a computer problem on John's side or whatever. I don't think it is, y'all. So just we'll work it out. It's a configuration or a setting or something like that. It has nothing to do with the hardware. It's a great computer he's got. But anyways, I feel like I'm missing out. Infinity Futures, is the deal. And you guys are been a supporter of Day Trading Radio. We try to support you guys and it's so many of our members, all of our members give us feedback on having accounts with you guys. And it's personally to me, they give the feedback to me, Andrew, and it's always been good. That's awesome. I've heard nothing bad. I mean, nothing at all. So I wanted to make the switch, and this is, just personally wanted to make the switch and get started, doing the futures trading, with you guys. But I thought maybe what we could do is, we could start out the whole process, and maybe you could show us, how to set up the demo that's available, that you're allowing people to start. and at least get started on practicing the mechanics involved in the actual platform itself. And then maybe we could also get into some details like the commissions, the margin requirements and all that stuff, whatever you feel comfortable sharing with everybody. I think people in general will have a wonderful opinion when they hear some of the details what you guys offer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're even more attractive recently than we ever have been, given all the volatility and craziness in the markets here. Obviously, other firms merging and margin rates going, through the roof has affected a lot of people. So, there's a lot of hesitation a lot of times from some of the guys that I talk with, from the DTR guys, and they're always saying, oh, well, all my stuff's already built into Thinkorswim or E-Trade or whatever. So for the few futures I want to trade, maybe I'll just stay with those guys. Truth of the matter is, they're not bad. I'd probably open up an options account or maybe a stock account with them. But when it comes to futures, or even Forex for that matter, we have dedicated systems. We're a dedicated firm. We're still offering $500 day trading margins, on certain products, but even like currencies, we're only like 1,000. So really, really competitive, really attractive in that arena. Platform itself, very easy to download, very easy to get to. Go to John's site or one of our banners, or I can even throw a link up in the room here where everyone can grab their own, sign up for their own demo.
Yeah, actually, you can just put exclamation BOT space infinity, and that will pop that same link you just put in there. I guess, is that the same link that we were using, or is that a special one just for demo?
No, that's actually off your site. I just operate right off of the DTR site that we set up. There you go. So
there it is. So everybody put it in there for you. Yeah, there's a link. Yep, daytradingradio.aspx is also links back to the same exact thing. Somebody asked for me to put the futures back up. I got the speed trader thing back up here, just for my futures configuration right now. I can't even get logged into Thinkorswim today. You mentioned that. You know what? That's an amazing piece of software, but it kind of needs the servers on the other side to answer when you try to log in, or it doesn't work. It's like having a car that's too wide to drive down the road. What good is it? It could be the nicest car in the world. If you can't use it, what good is it? So right. I'm struggling with that thing, and I've got the speed trader thing up here for right now because some people asked for that. But can we go ahead and figure out a way to do some screen share or something and go ahead and get started and demonstrate the process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to share your screen with me, and we just sit back and watch you do it, or would you like to walk me through it, or how would you like to do that?
Let me get this. I just put this all on a new machine here just to do this. So let me figure out how to screen share, unless you can do it real quick.
You have to initiate that part. It's under call and then share your screen on the Skype thing, on the Skype tab.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool.
All right. Show entire screen. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see it okay. Basically, here's what you're going to get when you sign up for the link here. You're going to get an email from us. You get one from our president here that says, "Hey, welcome aboard," and then you usually get a personalized one from me or partner or one of my team members here. Just has the helpful links, our contact details should you need anything, and of course, you go ahead with the download. You're going to get this. Just delete this horizontal screen, and usually starts you off with one of these trading letters. This is our trading matrix, our execution front end. So this is where you're going to want to enter all your trades in there. We can get pretty complex with some of the trades that we can do, that we can set up here. I won't do that. I'd say your best bet would be to attend one of our webinars that we do. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of them. You could actually just go right to the banner page that we have on DTR's site. Click on it. There's a bunch of different links. It has all my contact details, links for the demo, the video tutorial section. So they all have dedicated landing pages for DTR guys. So
cool.
Take advantage of them. That'll really get you into some of the more specific things that we can do. And it's a great area to learn in. So, well, once you get all that downloaded, as you can see, you have your your matrix there. You can also bring up a chart. Basically, when you have this, your quote board or scoreboard, you're going to have all your different contracts that you're looking at or possibly going to trade. First down arrow is that dome that I just popped up, or the matrix. Second one is going to be for the charts. So you just click that. You'll see that I just clicked on the ES Mini, so that popped up, and there you have it. So, I mean, it's really that easy. I know some other guys out there, they use multiple data feeds, different charting, different execution, different brokers.
Right.
I mean, it's all in one package. So you do the download, you get everything installed all at once. You should be up and running.
All right. Now, if we didn't decide to do the charts from you guys, and we wanted to depend on some third party, another broker, whatever we like for charting, and I'm not saying obviously, I mean, your charting looks great. So, but I'm just saying that that's certainly capable of doing that. Is there people can split things up if they want? Obviously, we're going to be using your order entry system. Can you demo more about the order entry system? And is there any order entry associations with the actual chart itself? Is there like a way that you can actually click on an area of the chart and set a bracket or set an order based on the actual regular price chart? Or is it just kind of just a static chart that's going to move and you set your indicators kind of like you've got there? Or is there some interaction with the order system?
No, there is interaction. Absolutely. Unfortunately, you're kind of limited under the demo mode because we do hook up to different servers, demo and live. Okay. The connection isn't quite there. However, you do have chart trading capabilities. I prefer to trade off the ladder there only because it gives you a better idea. I don't look at more than a couple markets, and I just I feel that the functionality is a little bit better. It's a little bit easier to understand and interpret quickly, especially if you're pretty actively trading. Right. But yes, you can do that.
All right, so that's cool. A lot of platforms don't allow you any type. What'd you call it? Chart interact. What did you call it? It was chart ordering, order chart.
Yeah, just chart trading.
Chart trading. That's it. So you would actually use your chart as an order entry system. So that is possible with Infinity, just not through the demo. And if someone wanted to take it to that level and trade right off the chart, you could do that straight out with the platform.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. So, and this is your ladder on the left.
Back to your original question. Sure. Charts are not necessarily a part of the package. They are. Okay. We do provide them, and if you do a total of 10 round trips per month, we do give them to you for free. You don't need to take the charting. You can, a lot of guys in here, they will use, they've already got everything set up on, Thinkorswim or something like that, where they do all their stock or options trading. And as long as you're getting an ES data feed or whatever market you're trading, as long as it's matching up, you can keep those charts the way they are. And our front end doesn't take up a lot of system resources, so you're not going to be really dividing up your power as long as you have a somewhat capable machine. Most of us do. Yep.
So you're encouraging, right? You're encouraging people to use the third party charts if they have them and they're familiar with them and like them and can rely on the feed.
I don't encourage either way. I just say obviously you're going to be more successful with what you're comfortable with. So right. Whatever it is that it works best for you, I use that by all means. There's real dollars and cents here. So don't try to adapt to something that you don't like, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right. So your order system is basically on your left here, and you're calling this your ladder, and frequently called the ladder in a lot of platforms, I guess, right? Or is that's not specific to just you guys, the ladder system, but that's pretty much a ladder based on the way it's laid out there. I guess that's where they get the ladder term from. Could you demonstrate real quick, an entry and an exit and the different types of trades, and how would you actually do that with that ladder system?
Yeah, absolutely. Real simple. You're going to want to set your quantity. So let's just do 2 lots here. So I set my quantity up here on the top left. We're going to do a 2 lot. We are in the E-mini, S&P. You can go and just buy market, sell market. I mean, it's as easy as that. It's going to get you a market order wherever the current price is. All you're going to see, I had a couple profit targets set up there, so sorry about that. I will remove all that. as you can see, you can do some more advanced stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
so join, buy market, sell market. It's just going to do exactly that. Buy you one or buy you two long or sell you two short. Join bid, join offer. What that's going to do is it's going to put a limit order in right outside the market, one tick outside where the market's trading.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes down to the difference in orders. As you know, stop orders. If it's a fast-moving market, your stop order, you might not get the exact price you're looking for. By the time you get filled, that price might have moved. So, limit order is nice. If it touches or goes through your price, you're guaranteed that. So, it's a little bit better for a fast-moving market to use those features.
Mm-hmm.
So, below that, you see cancel. And again, RPM. If you have anything, just yell it out there.
No, you're doing great, man. I'm enjoying this. And Let me say this though, Andrew. If you guys have questions directly for Andrew, you can send me a private message in the chat room, and I'll try to relay those questions to him, so he doesn't have to concentrate on the chat room. I can kind of do that part if you'd like.
Yeah, I actually dropped my chat room. So, okay. Well, you guys, you see that I'm long too. $175, $150 positive.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to sell market with that red button. All you have to do is go on the S side, which is you're selling, and just click. You'll see that. Oh, I double click there, so you see that 4 lots went in, but you don't want to make that mistake because it's going to reverse me. But there you go. So you can click right there. If the price goes up to 88 3/4, you'll see that I get flattened out, and I'll take my profit.
Mm-hmm. So easy to reverse.
Yeah, really easy to reverse. You can pick up and move orders. It's not working so well because we're using this Skype. But say you didn't want to get out of that trade, or you didn't want to take your profits at 88 3/4. All you have to do is just right-click on this guy, and then replace it at the new price. It's really easy to use. It works a lot smoother when we're not trying to broadcast it 3 different ways.
Yeah.
So
Skype has left a lot to be desired. All right. So, how about some of the more advanced features like that? I see down at the bottom left-hand corner there, the brackets and all that and everything. Could you explain like a scenario that someone might use brackets for their trading, normal trading?
Yeah, absolutely. One of them, a little bit more advanced but more popular, would be, let's say, just do a multi-bracket. So what you're going to do is you're going to select multi-bracket from the drop-down. You're going to want to have your auto button checked, because that means as soon as you get your entry order, it's going to send out your profit targets as well as that stop.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go ahead and set this. Well, first I'm going to move this up to a 3 lot, just so there's a little bit more action on the board. Flatten out of my current position, start fresh. All right, so you just go to your properties. You're going to set your multiple exits. Lot size 1, that means your first profit target. Let's set it at 6 ticks. Lot size 2, I'm going to go for 8 ticks, full 2 points. And then my third profit target, I'm going to go for 10 ticks. Nice. Once you have that set up, it's as simple as just placing the order. You got multi-bracket, auto-checked. You got your parameters all set up. And you can either set this at a particular price outside the market, or you can just buy it right at the market, which I'm going to do. Set quantity. All right. And you'll see. There you go. So, unfortunately, I neglected to change my stop loss, which I have at 30. So it's actually 30 ticks down. That's why you're not seeing it there. But there you go. There's my stop loss. So if the trade were to go against me, 30 ticks, I'd be stopped out. Now, as the market goes in my favor, as you hit profit targets, your stop will be adjusted. Because we're working 3 profit targets, so you have a stop loss for 3 contracts. You hit your first one, your stop is going to change to 2. So it's an OCO basically, which is great.
This is beautiful.
Which you haven't played around with this yet?
No, I haven't even seen it yet, man. I said, man, I'm embarrassed because I haven't even had the time to do it. So, but this is, it's good to try all the rest and then come to the best, right? So,
yeah, I'll go with that.
And you know what? I couldn't even tell you by glancing at it, until now what that was. But I could, like I said earlier, I had nothing but good things people have said, constantly. How people just swear by Infinity just simply by using it, using you guys. And I got a couple of private messages here. Let me get these. Here's one from Hubcap. Says, if you open an account, how soon would he need to fund it? And could he run a demo simulator anytime?
Yeah, there's no, I guess you would say that the expiration on a unfunded account would be roughly 6 months. So if you open up the account, didn't fund it, yeah, you have about 6 months. As long as nothing major changes with the rules and regulations, which requires us to get updated paperwork, you're good for about 6 months.
Right.
You can get a demo. Again, it's 30 days for if you didn't fund it. If you did fund it, you have unlimited access to the demo mode. You want to trade a new market or whatever the case, we provide a demo environment for that kind of trading.
So if I were to log in right now to my account that I've started, which I haven't done yet, but if I were to have logged in now, basically I would have access to all of this. I just wouldn't have any trading ability because there's no funds in the account, right?
Well, actually, the funds are what actually turns the account on and off. If you were to fall, see, the minimum balance to open up the account is $3,000.
All right.
So the $3,000 gets your account open. If you want to look at the $1,000 mark kind of as your maintenance margin, if you will, we don't really use maintenance margin here, but look at it like that. If you fall below $1,000, you're going to lose trading privileges. Those trading privileges include access to the demo. So you need to have above 1,000. So if there's anybody out there that they know they're going to take a little bit longer, they're not going to be able to learn or do what they want to do in the 30 days. I tell them, open up a smaller account or a minimum account. You can play in the demo environment, and it's unrestricted. We can add different markets. You can do more. It's unlimited. So, it's probably one of the better ways to go about it if you're a longer-term learner.
Cool. If you guys are just joining us, I'm RPM, and we're doing a Trader Spotlight Market Munchies edition, a little bit late show here. We got Andrew from Infinity Futures on here sharing his screen with us on Skype and demoing the Infinity Futures platform in real time. And of course, we're welcoming any questions that you might have for Andrew about Infinity Futures. Send me a private message as RPM right there in the chat room, and I'll get those questions to him. Andrew, I've got another one here. From Alpha 64 says, could you please ask Andrew what the requirements are for Canadians for opening an account with Infinity?
A little steeper for our friends up north. We can handle them, which is great news compared to a lot of the other guys out there. Mm-hmm. But there is a higher required starting balance. So I always ask that people just give me a call, off of a Skype or a private line, and I'd be more than happy to discuss all the details. It can be done. The one catch is, balance is a little bit higher. It's 15,000.
So that's based on like Canadian regulations that set that in place, right?
Yeah. For some reason, it's not in most markets. There's a bunch of restrictions that keep us from freely doing business up there.
Do you guys have to have a physical presence in Canada to be able to offer?
I think that's one of them, actually.
Yeah.
On top of it, you would have to, get registered with, everybody under the sun up there. So.
No, I mean, you guys as Infinity, do you guys have to have a physical presence to do business in Canada?
No, I mean, we can do it. I don't think it's a hard rule. Mm-hmm. It's got a little flex to it. So, I mean, that's why we just set the minimum balance a little bit higher. So, again, I'm not by any means the rules, regulation, compliance guide to be answering any of these questions, but I know what I can do and I can't do.
Yeah, here's one: how much to fund to trade the E-minis? That would be the $3,000 minimum deposit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you use proper risk management, don't get too wild. You can do it with a lower balance, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they're completely confused about it. It's so fast paced in general. maybe we could just go over really quickly, based on, what profit potential is, for every, point or two move on the yes, and what does it represent? Most people, I think, are asking about the yes mini, so that would probably be the one feature, that we would, get the most bang for a buck if we would try to explain that.
Right, and that is the most commonly traded. I would probably say the best way to see how things work and everything's calculated and tick values would be to play around with a demo. That's going to give you the best idea of the performance and what you could really expect. It's a real feed. Like I said, everything's the exact same thing that you would get. It's just not hooked up to a real account as far as money goes. But e-minis, it's $12.50 a tick. There's 4 ticks to a full point. So if we went from 87 even, which I'm in at right now on the screen here, and I went up to 88. It's going to be $50.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, real quick, and there's a couple areas that display the actual P&L for trade. So on this dome or pricing ladder, you'll see on the bottom right-hand side where my cursor is that there is a floating P&L. This is for my trade right now that I'm in. I've got one more contract on there. You see my profit target up there in green and my red stop loss, and you see it fluctuating as the market moves. This is if I got closed out right now, the 75 would become 0, and it would throw that $75 to the right, and that's your cumulative P&L for that contract for the day.
Nice.
So that's one way to check your P&L. If you have, euro and gold, and you're trading, all sorts of different markets, I mean, you can have a lot more domes up, and there's a cumulative P&L button over here on the right-hand side of the scoreboard that'll give you your P&L for all the contracts you're trading.
All right. Here's one. It says, I just signed up with Infinity. One issue I have is finding the symbols. I see no help. Oh. Man, somebody went right over my message there. We're getting a lot of them in here now. And get some activity in the chat room. Here it is.
Have them shoot me an email. Depending on how you sign up, that's a big part of it. I do have, or DTR, Day Trade Radio, does have a team of guys that me and my partner Anthony here we take care of majority of. So we do have kind of boilerplated emails that'll go out. It includes all this stuff. It includes most of the symbols, margin requirements, things like that, contact numbers, 24-hour trade desk numbers, our numbers, Skypes, all that stuff, all the things that you're going to want to keep handy if you're trading in these markets. So
yeah, I think this guy's specific question is about the symbols and which ones. Can you show us real quick, how to access the legend or whatever you want to call it, for the actual different symbols for the different types of futures?
Sure. You can actually go right to our website. If you were to go to the website, sorry about this, guys. Bottom left-hand side of just about every single page, you're going to see something that says Support Center.
Yep.
And your last choice on that says Contracts and Specs. If you were to click on that, that'll show you. It'll give you a spreadsheet.
Nice.
See, it's not. Oh, it came up. Okay. But this will give you a breakdown. Gives you a lot of the specifics, what exchanges are traded on, the symbols. If you're doing historical or doing continuous contracts, it gives you that symbol. Just the hours, the tick values. Great spreadsheet to have. It gives you your margins, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's a nice PDF. Somebody could print that out if they wanted to, or just keep it handy on your desktop, and that gives you your whole list of all the different current details on every single type of contract there is. All right. So.
Yeah, pretty much. And this usually comes in one of the emails that at least I send out.
Cool. All right, let's see. Man, I've got like 20 here. One from Mean Dean, popular member in our chat room. Can the studies be custom programmed in the charts, etc., and can trading be done with a smartphone? Do you have a smartphone app?
Smartphone, no. But customized indicators and studies, things of that nature, chart books, whatever you want to call them, yes, absolutely.
I can't imagine trading the futures with a smartphone.
And that's just one of the things. Being such a quick market, and us being concerned with one thing, and that's really just speed and execution. smartphones are not going to, that's going to be your weak link. Let's put it that way. So,
yeah, or maybe a positive link.
It is double-edged sword. So.
I can see somebody right now on the sidewalk bashing their iPhone with their foot, because the phone, somebody had it on Verizon, somebody calls you, you lose your data feed,
Can you hear me now?
Exactly, yeah.
No.
All right, Cool C is asking one here. He says, Cool C says he's not an ES trader at all, so he's not sure exactly how this works. He says, ask if he can give an example of someone opening an account with a small amount of money and market goes against them, i.e. $2,000. How many ticks/points would it take before you shut the account down or you liquidated them,
and that's one of the nice things that we have here, which also allows us to help control the margin rates. Mm-hmm. When you open up an account, you will get a letter from me saying, welcome aboard, here's your username and password, all that good stuff. Your account is enabled to trade up to, I'll use $10,000 as just, an arbitrary number here. Okay. So if you open up with $10,000, the default maximum risk that we'll put on an account is 60%. So your first email out the door, official email, is going to say you're able to lose up to $6,000. It's based on 60%. So obviously these are all figures that you can change based on your risk tolerance and what you're looking to do. But say if you did have that 10 grand account, first day you get into a couple trades and it goes $6 grand against you. At that $6,000 point, it's going to throw on market orders and it's going to get you out of the trades. So it's going to liquidate all your trades and it's going to lock up the account. It's only going to lock up the account until you call me. You can say, hey, Andrew, I still have $4 or $5 grand left. I got kicked out of that position. I hit my maximum risk. Can you add some more risk to my account and turn me back on? We can usually have that entire process done within about 20 seconds. So
now, that's not like if you're starting with the 10 grand, you mean $10,000 cash balance, not with the margin and everything. You're saying if they had $10,000 they had put in the account, you guys are willing to let them lose, in that situation, let them lose 60% of that, they'd still have 40% of their out of pocket that they funded the account with. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And you don't need to do 60. We got guys with hundreds of thousands of dollars that say I don't want to lose more than $500 in a day. So, you just set it at $500.
Right. I got you.
So
I got you.
It's totally up to the client.
But you guys step in if that's not set, and you guys also have your own limit to keep people at a certain point. Will you let the account just completely go to zilch and then you get them out of the trade? How does that work?
No, because we always put we always have a risk system in place. Okay. So unless it was an absolute insane market with some insane move, which even during the flash crash, we didn't have anything out of the ordinary happen. So okay. Technology, that's why we're allowed to offer $500 on the ES and $2 grand on the energies.
So it's
11 grand or 12 grand or something like that.
It's almost impossible for somebody to wind up with a negative.
Nothing's impossible. We all know that, but
there's systems in place to keep that from happening.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a couple different systems here. That's part of our job as brokers is to keep tabs on stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Just help manage the risk. Kind of act as that helping hand. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will on a Friday. We really try to make sure that not a lot of people carry positions over. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things is we'll go through the accounts real quick and through our risk system, and we'll give them a call saying, hey, you left one X, whatever contract on, you left the gold on, and a lot of times people will jump back and say, oh, thanks, thanks a lot for checking that out. You didn't want to have that on, it could have been a bad situation, and,
Right.
So that's one of the things we do on top of our automated risk.
Okay. So it's eyes on after the automated things kick in or alert you or whatever. You go through and you do like a personal audit as needed. So that's good. Real human beings behind the desk is always a good thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned something about Thinkorswim earlier, how you couldn't even log into the account. There's technology breaks down, but when you can't log in and then you still can't even get a hold of somebody over there, that's pretty bad. So, you can always get a hold of your guys over here. It's kind of what we build our name on. We just customer service to the nth degree, and thank God we have an awesome product.
Here's one. Is it? Oh, somebody popped over top of me. Mean Dean wants to know, is any chart while we're on the phone order, or somebody would call in and get one of you guys to help them out, whatever. Is there any extra price, charges or fees or whatever for handling somebody over the phone?
If it's always that way for that particular customer, then we usually charge a little bit more. It's pretty nominal. But do we charge that to just anybody that, if you're driving down the roads and you say, oh crap, I'm not going to be back to my desk, I can't get out of this trade? No, absolutely. That's why we're here. You call us, you let us know. I mean, if something happens to your computer, you call us, you let us know. We can bring up your account. We can get you in or out accordingly. No extra charge.
Beautiful. All right. Let's see. Minimum order together. Is there a minimum number of trades, and is there like a base fee that's associated with the platform or the feeds, or what's the bottom line? If you just funded the thing with $5,000 and just sat there and went duh and just stared at it for 2 months, what kind of costs would somebody incur?
Well, if you just sat there and said duh, hopefully you were smart enough to opt out of the charting agreement if you opted into it. So that aside, let's say you put your $5,000 in. You said, I don't plan on trading live here for a little while, so I don't want to pay for charts. No charge. There's no inactivity. There's no monthly. There's no data fees. So you're essentially fee free with us,
with the exception of the
really
charting
when it comes
agreement.
down. Exactly. When it comes down to it, what you're really going to be paying for with us is going to be any sort of transactional, any buys or sells that you're doing, and then. If you don't meet the 10 round trip requirement and you are opted into the charts, then you would see the $15.95 come off the statement.
So it's just $15.95 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
If you get something out of the charts, it's nothing. I mean, that's Kierman 171 says, can you please cancel his charts?
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot me an email. I'll be happy to do that for you. Not a problem.
Here's another one, the same question.
No, seriously. Have those guys, my information's right on the DTR landing page. Have them shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to take care of that.
I'm going to slip one by our DTR members, are we? They're no slouch.
I'm with you, $15 a month. Yeah,
especially if you got a chart system that you're already going to use or whatever, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes no sense. And it's a couple cold beers, so I'll take it.
Yep. Can you add your own restrictions? I think we covered this in the order system there. I mean, can you put like a restriction that you only trade one contract at a time, for example?
Yes, you can. We can do that right down to the per contract level. Say again as an example, say you had $10,000. You don't want to ever be enabled for more than, you don't want to ever get in any more than 1 or 2 of the euro, let's say. Clearly you have the margin to trade that amount, but, for whatever reasons you say, don't let me trade more than that. We can have you enabled for 20 of the E-minis and 2 of the euros. So if you're on the euro pricing ladder, it won't let you enter any more than 2.
Okay. So there's like another setting that we can set behind and add just a little number of contracts thing that you got there on your left there. You can actually lock it so the system says, nope, I've been pre-configured, this account's pre-configured, only handle 2 at a time. You're over your limit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you're in trade and margin is available and you want to add more, again, shoot me a message or give me a quick phone call. Say, hey, I want to be able to trade more of that contract, and we can up that. Again, it takes 15-20 seconds.
Cool. All right. Riceball says if I want to buy 2 contracts, that would cost me $100. Is that right? No, not for the ES, anyways. No, it doesn't quite work that way.
That'd be a great commission for me. However, that's not the way it works. So it's going to cost you $4.50 to get in, because on the E-minis we're roughly $4.50 a round trip.
Right.
And that includes everything: exchange fees, our fees, everything, commission, and you see it all broken down on your account statement. It gets sent to you daily, but it's going to cost you $9 total to answer that question. So $4.50 to get into those 2, and $4.50 to get out of those 2.
Right. So per contract is
450. Yeah, I just multiplied by 2 because you said.
Yeah, I think he meant how much does it? How much money does he have to buy the actual contracts? But that's about a 500.
Yeah, I mean that really goes exactly. It goes off of the day trading margin. So really, the rule of thumb that we use here is we'll give you the day trading margin, and plain and simple, you take your account value and take the day trading margin of whatever you're looking to trade. And that's what would be available to you. So if you had 10 grand and you want to trade E-minis and you really want to max yourself out, which we never ever recommend, but $10,000 divided by 500 is 20 contracts. You would be able to place 20 contracts at a given time.
Right. Which would never be smart. I mean, that would probably not be smart at all. But that's an awful lot of leverage because just one point move, you could take that $10,000 if you were really a betting man and you were crazy. You could take that $10,000. You could buy a contract long, try to get 1 point out of it. You could buy 20 contracts, and at 1 point move, that would be $1,000. And 1 point on the ES happens, especially in this type of market, about every 20 seconds. I mean, it's 2 minutes and there's a point. Another 5 minutes, there's another point. It's extremely profitable if you can get the mechanics involved and not fall asleep at your desk. It's a fast moving thing, but it's definitely a way you can take small amounts of money and make large amounts of money or lose money. You can work against you as well. I'm just looking at the ES here. We're pulling back to about 1190 here and change, 1190 on the ES, and Dow is still down about 73 here. NASDAQ composite down about 34 and change, and S&P showing almost 12 points to the downside. Here's Kaneko here asking what's the minimum for a Canadian account. Seems how it's $15,000 and not $3K. Is it still $1K minimum or is it higher too? I thought we covered that.
No, Kaneko, you're on the right line there. It's kind of like our whole just get the account open type mentality, that came out wrong. But get the account open with a minimum balance. We have minimum funding balances, and then once you are open, you can go down to the $1,000 mark.
Yeah, I think he's in Colorado.
Really just
I don't know what he's doing up in Canada. He should be in Colorado, but it's still a good question.
You just want to ask me all the hard Canadian questions.
Yeah, so. Do you need to have an account to attend the webinars? And
no,
is there
not at all.
Any archives of those things somewhere where they can conveniently be found?
Not anymore. We used to archive them. It just, we do so many now that, last week's market conditions are different than this week, so the presenter will probably play into that a little bit. And, they're just so frequent that we don't archive them.
Yeah.
And then again, on top of that, if you have questions on stuff, everyone has their own personalized broker. Call them, they'll be more than happy to spend a couple minutes with you.
There's NC Dave's has a question for you. He wants to know, can he trade in his girlfriend for a couple of free trades?
Can you post a picture and see?
Yeah, he might get more than a couple of trades off of his girlfriend's. Got quite a harem.
I've talked with him.
Yeah, NC Dave's been a big supporter of Infinity Futures. Man, I mean, he just won't shut up about it.
Good old fib doctor.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
Yeah. Have you had those hot dogs $3-4 yet?
His what?
He's selling hot dogs $3-4, $4 if you want stale ones. He says that. Yeah, he's always talking about hot dogs. Mean Dean says, "Can you have a yearly party for all the DTRS members who have accounts?" And also he wants to know if y'all offer stock trading. I think the answer to that is no. That's why they call it Infinity Futures, right?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We are futures only. Like I said, we do have Forex, but everything we have they're all dedicated platforms, dedicated feeds, and unfortunately, we are only futures. Or fortunately.
Unfortunately, if you're going to do something, do it right and stick to it, and stick to only that.
Right.
It says here's from Jody Woody. Says RPM. I love these chat names. RPM, I use TradeLog software to download all my transactions, for example, from his IB to record all of his trades for the end of the tax year. Does Infinity work with TradeLog? So if you want to touch on that, how obviously trading futures, you're probably going to have more transactions than the average person would have trading regular stocks. So
Right.
that paperwork and that logging and everything is going to be a concern. What do you guys suggest or have in place to help people out with that?
Well, I'm not familiar with TradeLog specifically. However, you can export your daily activity. If you can see, I'm going to move my cursor here. I'm going to show the trades box right here. These are all the trades that I've done within the last couple minutes. If you were to, there's a little disk, a common save symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that, and you can save it. It'll save as a CSV file, which is an Excel file. So
right. Nice
if you were looking to
export.
keep track, yeah, it just goes right to Excel. So that's one way to do it. Touching on stocks versus futures, you don't need to get the itemized breakdown like you do in the stocks. At the end of the year, all we do is we give you a 1099, and it's basically just, did you make money or did you lose money? Here's your P&L overall.
Wow.
So you don't need to go through all those statements and
Oh my God. All right, so let me get this straight now. You guys print a 1099. It says this guy profited this amount of dollars for the year. It goes to the IRS and goes to your customer. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say you traded $17,221,429.16 worth of stock. Now you come up with 600 pages that shows the IRS why you only profited $50 from that. Right? I hate that, man. The IRS gets a 1099 from me, and it looks like I sold $4 million worth of stock, and all I did was trade the same $20,000, a bunch of times. It's just so, and then it's their word against how it all went down, and man, what a big mess. So with the futures, you guys don't tell the IRS the totals or whatever. You just tell the profit and losses, right?
Exactly.
Or the profit is basically right.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Right.
What a difference! what a difference! So, what's TradeLog?
It's much easier. You don't need it. A lot of people do export their stuff just to review review their trades, see where they got in, see where they got out, just trying to hone in their strategy for whatever reason. I mean, the feature's there, but no, when it comes down to the end of the year reporting time, 1099. You make money, you lose money.
There's the option man asking for a chance to get the E-mini chart back on the website. When he says website, I'm assuming he means the video. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll try to slip that in here. Of course, we're trying to focus on Infinity futures. Of course, where the futures are at are probably pretty relevant considering. I got mine up here too. I see you got yours up there. Mine's up here top left hand corner. At least you guys can kind of track here. It looks like we're pulling back to about 1188 here and change. And the Dow is down about 85 points there. NASDAQ 37 on the low side, and almost 13 points on the S&P 500. So futures are taxed at 22%.
Talk to your tax advisor. I'm not 100% sure how that really breaks down. There's a 60-40 on futures. Yeah. So there is, it's more beneficial to trade in the futures market than it is other markets. I'm not the guy to ask about taxes, so I will usually tell you to give your accountant a call.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting sick to your stomach just bringing it up.
Did you get your 1099? Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here's another one from Nitro. Nitro Tane is he's a member of our armed forces, and he's serving overseas, and he's in our chat room a lot. And Nitro, I just want to say one more time, thanks for your service to our country. He has a question here. What about 1099 and IRS for international clients, non-U.S. type? He says he has some friends that trade in Latin America. Another tax question.
So you don't. Yeah, foreign clients will actually not get a 1099. You can still get your overall P&L, depending on where you reside. Obviously, your tax laws are going to be different, so you will get a overall P&L and depending on how your country accounts for things, you have that to deal with. But you don't. I've never ever heard of anyone in any country needing the full breakdown.
It's like Konecko says he's tempted to short here. We'll see. Let's see. All right. Again, you guys, if you guys are just joining us, I'm RPM. We've got Andrew from Infinity Futures sharing his screen with us, demonstrating the Infinity platform and brokerage firm details. And again, they're futures only type of broker. And we're taking questions in the chat room. Send me a private message, and I'll get those questions to Andrew. We went over commissions per contract, $450 round trip, right?
Yeah.
Here's a kind of a general question: where did the term CAR come from? CAR. I know it represents a contract, but where did that come from? Do you know?
It's just floor trader lingo. It depends on the market you're also trading in. I know. I do a lot in the currency markets, or I did a lot in the FX markets, and you see yards or handles, 100 lots or 1,000 lots. So it really depends. Cars are referred to as single contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have no idea where it originated from. But
yeah. In general, it means a contract. You can just stick with that.
Being in Chicago with cattle, going back to the days of the early exchange, stuff like this. Those were the biggest pits back then. Maybe they did it by cars. So.
Rail cars. That's what Bluesman's saying in the chat room there. Rail car lots, commodities. Okay. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I was asking one of our members, Epic. He used to work down on the floor, and he came on the Trader Spotlight one night on Thursday evening, and he had on that green jacket and the badge and everything. He stood back from his camera and started flashing on those gang signs and everything that go on down there. He was like, it was the most entertaining show we had in a long time, because it was a totally different perspective. Somebody that he's a great member, but I was asking him, I'm like, what the hell does ES stand for?
What did he say?
I forget what he said. I totally forget now.
It's probably just an abbreviation. It goes down to the symbols: E, electronic,
right? Yep.
S&P, which is the S.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
So that's the ES. For
yep. All right, here's one. Ask Andrew what his thoughts are on Doc Clayberg. S Auto Trade. He says. It was doing good in June, and now it's a drawdown. Thoughts? That's from.
Well, I think that automated trading systems they're not a bad thing to diversify into. Would I put large chunks of my money or my investment capital into them? No. They have upswings and downswings just like the rest of us do in normal trading. So, is it a bad system? Probably not. Is it in a drawdown right now? I don't have too many guys that actually have money invested into it, but yeah, I think it is down a little bit right now.
When the people on the other sides, figure out those systems and change those logarithms around, it's kind of like a constant fight, right? I mean, one system is always trying to improve and get like one step ahead of the other systems that are out there moving the market, right? And then those systems basically fight each other, and then I imagine this got to be a crazy, crazy deal, into all that,
Yeah, absolutely. Only because I was exposed to it a little bit more in the FX side of things, because just a lack of regulation, and everyone out there, you just get your account open for $250, $300, and you get a MetaTrader 4 platform, and you plug in what's called an EA, an electronic advisor, or one of these auto systems, and they just knock the socks off of it for a very, very brief time. And it's built on an algo, so as soon as something happens that algo doesn't know how to deal with, or something that's new to the market, it's not historical, right, they start doing the craziest things, and
it gets broken and it doesn't work anymore, and then somebody has to come out with one that's better, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
crazy stuff,
You
man.
see huge drawdown. I mean, you have happy guys for a little while, and then you see a huge drawdown. So, they're not bad diversification tools, but I wouldn't go against your own common sense.
Mm-hmm. I've had several private messages. People just asking in general, what's some of the advantages of trading the futures? And I guess one of the obvious advantages is you really don't need a whole lot of cash to get started. Like you said, $3,000, somebody could start trading one or two cars, and be very careful with it, but could bring home a couple $100 every single day just off of a few $1,000s worth of their own money sitting in the account, which is extremely hard to do that using regular stocks, right? And then the fact that you guys don't have the pattern day trading rule and the $25,000 minimum requirement too. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, low margins, there's very little barriers of entry to this market. Probably one of the biggest things has been, it's 24 hours, kind of, sort of. It shuts down for that hour during the day, but, you can trade throughout the night. So if, you guys that are trading, companies that are based over in Europe, if they have some sort of financial news come out, you might be taking it on the chin in your stock portfolio. At least you can get in to the futures market and effectively hedge yourself by buying an S&P, or you do have access to other tools. 24 hours, higher leverage if that's what you're after. The tax advantage, no uptick rules. There's none. I know a lot of guys have been calling me lately saying, hey, my account isn't X amount, 25, 30 grand. If I do more than 3 trades in X amount of time, are you guys going to freeze my account? Not the case at all.
As fast as you can get them in that system, you guys will process them. And, and rack up the commissions. Yeah. Yeah,
I wish.
I was just looking at the market pulling back here. I'm looking at the 1187 here is pulling a nice little pullback here. Just grinding along with Andrew from Infinity, everybody. Some people just coming in the chat room asking what's going on. And let's see. And of course, you're watching and listening on DayTradingRadio.com. Let's see, another one from Trader RJC. Andrew, I think the stops are too tight on Doc Claybird's. Or did we already? Yeah, we already got that one, didn't we?
I'll touch on that real quick. If I'm not real familiar with that system, we do all the clearing for it. As far as the methodology or his actual setup, his strategy, that's kind of out of our hands. We provide the tools to get that in and out of the market and to make sure funds are appropriated correctly and this and that. But as far as making tweaks and stuff, that is all his deal. I mean, it's like anyone else out there who wanted to do some sort of custom study, it's in your hands. We'll give you the outlet to get that into the market and execute it and all that other stuff. But as far as where you set your profit target or your stop, that's up to you.
Yeah. One in the main chat room there from Devil Dog. Could you please ask, is it a problem opening accounts for Canadians? We touched on that a couple times already. No real problem, just a little bit more regulations, a little bit more cash involved. $15,000 minimum, right?
Yeah. Just call me offline. I'm more than happy to go over it with you.
Or hit you up in the chat room too to start the conversation. I guess you guys can hit Andrew. Infinity is his name in the chat room when he's in there.
I usually am. I don't always catch the blinking light. I try, but I'm usually pretty accessible.
Okay. K2 Start. Ask him about the guys who have been successfully trading his platform. He told me about a guy that took $50K to $8 million.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the success stories are all over the place. You see guys that just absolutely crush it for a little while, and on the flip side, obviously you see guys that don't do so well.
Yeah.
I mean, our order speed, our platform, and our execution, it's right there with the very, very best. So these guys can get in and out of quick markets very, very, very fast. And depending on your strategy and what you're doing, that actually is a true story. We've seen it before where you take pretty decent accounts and man, you catch the right move. Like if you were to catch some of the moves last week, I mean, you just kept hitting sell in a couple markets, you would have done great. I just mess around here and I just demo trade throughout the day just to kind of keep my finger on the markets and just keep familiar with things. I'm not allowed to have a real account given my position. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think I trade realistically. I don't get crazy like, oh, I'm going to put a 500 lot on and hey, I'm a millionaire. But I mean, I probably made like 5, 10, 15 grand over the week just selling. Yeah. Riding out, any sort of heat that I was taking, and I don't think I ever went in the red more than, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, $800. I treat it like I would have a 10K account.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a true story, though.
Yeah. Nice. That's the thing, what other way, other than maybe some complex options, being the right place, right time? What other trading vehicle is there out there where you can take a relatively small amount of money and be free to trade, whatever it takes as many times as you want, and simply trade the market as it really moves in real time. I find it fascinating. I think it's great. I'm glad I started it. It's changed things for me. The rest of it seems like an IRA type deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
right.
It's
really only, futures, and then you have the Forex market, which regulation still has the FX markets kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of manipulation between leverages and all this other stuff. And, but futures is probably the only market where you are given the opportunity to make money no matter what's going on at any given time.
I think it really does. I mean, people loosely use the term, day trading, but it really is more about, really represents really what I would think, from a layman coming in, what day trading would be about. Here we're falling down here, 1185 here on the pulling back. Bluesman's asking, the 450 commission, is that like a special DTR price, or is
it kind of is. It's not too far off from where the majority of the people start at. And again, if you were to call in and get one of my other 30 brokers I work with here, you might not get that rate. So that's just one of the other reasons we just try to streamline things. But yeah, it's a little bit cheaper.
Nice.
We're not too hard to work with here. So
we appreciate that break, man. That break is nice, really nice. Day Trading Radio members able to get that good price, lock in that good commission there. And there's no minimum number of trades or anything like that. It's only if you've opted into the charting package would there be a $15.95 or whatever per month, right, for the charts. Right,
and that's really your only commitment whatsoever. So if you open it up and you just sat there, nothing, no minimum round trips that you have to do. I mean, you could use it as a bank account more or less.
Augie says $4 for non-members, and he's laughing. What is that all about?
I have no idea, but
special price, special price to tolerate us. Yeah, special price, all right.
Broker too.
Learjet wants some drama. Tell us about, obviously with no names, tell us about the worst disaster, the biggest account you've ever seen completely go haywire and wrong and blow up.
I've seen a couple good ones. I've seen an all-time record of somebody smoking an account. Like, it was a smaller account, like $3-4 grand, but within a matter of minutes. I don't know, maybe a couple hours tops. I mean, I've seen somebody with an enormous account hit the buy button when he didn't mean to, and as quick as he could hit sell, he lost like 150 grand. So these markets cruise, and unfortunately you do get the call sometimes when people log in under live mode. They think they're in demo.
God.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. So, it's very unfortunate, and it's nothing we can really do.
You know what? I come from. I used to do electrical work. I was a journeyman and master electrician for a while, and they always said, always treat the panel box and the wires and the termination points or whatever of all electrical as if it were live. no matter
live,
what.
Right?
Yeah, so that might be a good thing to think about. A demo or not, treat it as if it was real money, real deal.
I mean, I sit there before, if I ever need to help a client out, I sit there and I'll look at my screen and make sure, whatever platform I'm on is, I'll double and triple check it just to make sure if I'm playing around, it's my simulation account.
Right.
I mean, if I ever did that in a live client's account, geez.
Platforms, operating system platforms. We've got Windows. The majority of people are going to use Windows. We got Macs out there. We got Linux. In the world. Had several private messages from people asking. Several people asking, will it run on Macintosh machines?
Yep. Yeah, it will. You do have to run the appropriate software that allows your Mac to run like a PC. Whether that be Boot Camp or Parallels or
right.
Someone else told me today they had Crossover, which I've never heard of. But
okay.
There's a few of them out there, the PC emulators. You can run the AT program, no problem. I have heard, pardon me, I have heard that you do have to have a registered or valid copy of Windows. Which by the time you get done with that, you could be maybe a couple $100 in the hole. I've recommended to a few guys that came back and said thanks. It works out well. Buy yourself one of those. I see them all the time, like the laptop deals, like 50% off. You can go buy an HP for like $390 or something like that.
Good point.
They've got tons of horsepower. Make it a dedicated trading machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you don't have any sort of. Yeah, it works great.
Yep. And so I guess technically it will not run on a Mac. It's not written for Mac, but since Mac people have to do what they have to do, there is ways to run Windows on the Mac. So then the Infinity platform just thinks it's on a PC. And
exactly.
Yep, that's the way around it. Here's one from Javi. Says, ask Andrew to discuss hard stops and slippage.
Well, slippage is nothing more than, say if you got into a very, very fast market where it was, you have a stop loss, and that's nothing more than a market order. So when your price gets triggered, slippage is when you get filled something other than the price that you had specified. So, if the market was dropping really, really fast, and say you had your stop in at like 83.5, and the market was just tanking. You might not have to get filled until 83 even.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 2 ticks of slippage.
And that would be said if you had a stop that triggered, and then the trigger was to basically eject a market order out there, which meant it's going to fill whenever it gets out there and whatever's available. That's how it fills, right? And that's the market type. And then you have also like a limit. On a stop limit as well, where you get triggered on your stop triggers, so that goes into effect, but then there's a limit on what you're asking for your stop, and sometimes they blow right through and they never fill.
Well, if you do have a limit, you're guaranteed a fill at that price or better. So, like for a profit targets are limit orders. You're either going to get filled at that price and take your money, or you can get filled at a better price and take home more money. So,
right, or if it goes against you the other direction, it never hits. So that goes true. It's the same kind of thing works with stocks, I guess, right? So,
yep.
Same kind of mechanics involved. Would you say would you recommend? Because I've done market orders with my limited ES trading so far. I mean, I've done them both. I've done almost every way. I get confused and nervous when I'm experimenting with brackets and stuff like that. But market's popping a little bit here, 1187 change. Would you say would you recommend for new traders? Would you recommend? Would you recommend market order, or what would you recommend that the new trader would be the easiest to accomplish small bites and getting started with real money? Would you recommend market or what? Market orders?
Yeah, and it's going to come down to your own personal strategy. How active are you trading? How close to the market are you trading? A lot of the newer traders, from my experience, have a laid out game plan. They're looking for a certain setup. They're going to buy at a particular price, and if it hits there, great. We do have a lot of, some of those more advanced order features on the platform allow for that, where, if the market did drop down to 1185 half, it'll throw out your order where, you're going to buy or sell X amount, and you have your profit target set and you have your stop loss set. So It's going to come down really to the individual, what they're trying to accomplish, how active they are, margin levels, things like that.
Yeah.
But market orders are not bad. I wouldn't say that at all. It's just it's preference.
Yeah. I guess one good thing about that market order is once you set it off, and it's going to happen. So if it may not always work in your favor. You might think you had a half a point or a point, profit, and you wind up flat. It happens, but that happens with just about any broker, depending on the action and everything, what's out there. But one thing is, if you're in a panic and you just want to get out of it or whatever, that'll get you out of it, right? So.
Yeah, and we even have some other stuff on the platform that we have the parachute rip cords that you can put a panic button on your system where if you're trading lots and lots of stuff and the wheels fall off, you can hit that button and it will liquidate everything you got going. You can even do that on each individual contract. So right on the dome itself, if I put like a buy market 6 in there, and you'll see all my profit targets go in. And let's say this market was really cruising. I have no idea. All you have to do is hit flatten, and you'll see it's going to get me out of the market. And it's going to cancel anything out there.
Yep.
So
it'll cancel any orders that are still out there, and it'll get you out of any trades that you're already in, right?
Yeah, that's what flatten will do. If you were in a position and you just wanted to cancel your stops and your limit orders, you just hit cancel all, and it's going to keep you in your position, but it's going to cancel anything you have as far as take profit or stop loss.
Right. And flatten just basically just wipes everything out, gets rid of everything, liquidates
flatten,
whatever.
You're out.
Yeah, yep, you're out.
Yeah, that gets you out of everything.
Cool. So that's the panic, like the house is on fire, or somebody just ran a school bus through the dining room table or whatever. That's what flatten's for. Cool. Let's see. Anybody else out there that has any more questions there? Sorry about that, Bandit. 107 says he's trading at TZA and he needed the ES chart back up, so I stuck mine back up on there. I got a great big fat 1187 that covers about half the screen. They like to see that number, I got that back up there. Sorry about that, Bandit. I had some questions lined up that I had for you, but maybe we should. Okay, so Dak says they're back. So, Dak, if it's okay with you guys, I could go ahead and run this maybe to 3 o'clock. Would that be all right? That's just a few more minutes here. Is that okay, Andrew? Unless there's something specific you want to talk about. I do have some more questions.
Yeah, keep going.
We're good?
Fire them away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will stop order stay in the systems if you close the platform, aka power fails or something that happens with the computer, loss of internet, etc.?
Yes. Stop orders reside at the exchange. So, if you were to place, if you got your initial entry order, you would have your, stops or limit orders. They do reside on the exchange. So, if you did have power failure, yes, the market did go up. You would get your fill.
So those are actually sent from the platform to the exchange. They reside on the exchange. They're not hidden or like what do you call it? They're not like a ghost order that's just in the platform ready to be spit out. So they're not reliant on the platform once they're put out there.
Exactly. There is, I guess, one little caveat to that. If you need to get filled on the initial order, the exchange does not recognize OCO orders. One cancels other orders. So that being, so when you get your fill, the exchange sends something back to your computer saying, okay, you got filled 1185 half. 1185 half, you throw out, your machine goes, okay, we got filled, and it throws out your profit targets and then your stop losses. When it does that, they're at the exchange. But if you just set an order to get filled at 1189 and it got filled, your machine's got to be on, and it's got to be talking to the exchange in order for those bracket orders to go out. And that's really the only caveat to that.
Okay. Dak's asking me, can I close? I can close the show. Anything for Day Trading Radio. Andrew, you stick with me as long as we got. I want you to get a couple of signups here. Get some people trying this thing, but obviously, it's up to your. Dak says, "Nah, he was kidding." I do have some messages on my phones that I wanted to listen to. They were kind of important stuff. Was hoping that it had some messages there, but Yeah, we're yeah, no problem there, Kenman. And no problem. Just you guys keep sending the private messages over to me, and I'll get those. These are great questions. Okay, so John's going to be on at 3, so we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Just a few more minutes here. Yeah, he wants to do the last hour, so that's great. John will be back with us on the last hour, of course. And all right, so Alpha says, Andrew, as an IB broker client, what kind of charts can I have access to in Infinity, and what is the cost for it? We went over this, I think. He says, I know you guys have some kind of association partnership, and do I have to still open an account with Infinity?
You would. We do have other chart options available. Whether you're using Ensign Charts or Trade Navigator, we do have a couple different vendors that we are associated with. So, they would be a third-party charting source at that point. You would need to contact them to get set up. We can provide the data, or you can get the data feeds from us. So we do have more available other than just the Infinity charts, like IQ and all that stuff. So,
hey, here's one for you. Do you guys provide a feed that will work with Quote Tracker?
We do. Got to see where that stands right now. I know we have in the past. I haven't gotten much across my desk recently for those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's a compatibility issue there with some of the new versions that we have coming out, or just what.
Yeah, I'm looking here. They've got about 60. I'm looking at my Quote Tracker. They got about 60 sources here. I don't see you guys listed in here, not as Infinity Futures, unless there's another like co-name or whatever that would.
Transact.
That's right. Yeah, I don't see that, do I? Let me see.
Yeah.
That was a good question, actually, though, because I use the Quote Tracker. Yeah, I don't see it. Reserve orders. Do reserve orders happen in futures? Where like it's like hidden.
Not sure what you mean. Is if who's ever asking means kind of like an iceberg order. Sometimes they're referred to. I've heard of them where it shows that there's like a 2 lot waiting to be filled, and as soon as they get hit on 2 lot, like a 200 comes in, something like that. I mean, those kind of orders, again, those aren't recognized by the exchange. So if anyone's offering those, it's not. It's something that is housed on their actual PC or on some sort of server. Have I heard about them? Yes. Do we have them? No. Do I know anyone that has them right now? I don't.
Cool. If you guys are just joining us, obviously doing a nice little call here with Andrew from Infinity Futures, and obviously I'm RPM. I'm not the Rockstar. He had a lunch break, and we ran a little late here. Had some other things come up today, and he's going to be back on with you in about 5 minutes. And we appreciate you guys. Dak asking me, has there been any audio issues? I wouldn't know that, Dak. We'd have to ask the members if the audio has been clear. If there's been any garbling or skipping or anything like that, we could ask the chat room to please let us know. And Warbucks there in the room saying Quote Tracker is phasing out, and that is true. Quote Tracker, we've definitely all know it and love it, but it has been said many times that it was written on Windows 95, and I think they're kind of phasing it out. So.
Yeah. So it does sound like a compatibility issue. So.
And if you guys don't have a feed available for it, it probably wouldn't make sense for you to pursue that, because it's it's a end of life product, unfortunately, for Quote Tracker. So. Augie's asking, talk about the daily loss limit. Nice feature with Infinity. And also, too, could you touch base, and this is another one that I had accidentally deleted, could you touch base on overnight, how the overnight margins and any restrictions or red flags or whatever, what happens when what is overnight, when does it occur, what's the difference between carrying from standard market hours to overnight and then just jumping in at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and doing some trading? Can you explain, how those hours work out, at least with the E-mini, with the S-mini?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, if you're going to be on day trading margins, as long as that market is open, the overnight margins kick into effect, with us at least, when at 3:15 Central Time, when that closes, you either have to be flat or you have to have the proper amount of margin per your position and however you're situated. When that opens back up at 3:30 Central Time, you're right back on $500 day trading margins right up until the following close. So, at 3:30 p.m. today, you're technically trading on tomorrow's books. So you're trading for Wednesday. You can carry your position all night, and you can actually, as long as you're out by 3:15 tomorrow, you will not have any sort of margin call.
Okay.
Which is great. Some of the guys out there, they will say, okay, day trading margins only exist during pit traded hours. So it's a nice advantage.
Same commissions though, like at night and everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
With you guys, same deal. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
Nothing changes as far as commission structure. Times on the exchange, nothing changes.
Cool. Well, I guess we can go ahead and wrap this up. I'd like to thank you. And it's great.
Thank you, RPM, Dak, Johnny. I appreciate it.
All the members filling us in with plenty of questions, kept it going. And sorry about the kind of miss up with the timing today. Obviously, what kind of something kind of weird there happened to us and everything that we were concerned about. But I appreciate you being a good sport about it, man.
Yeah, I just hope everything's okay on that side of things.
Same here.
Absolutely. So, guys, anything comes up, please give me or my team a call here. Myself or Anthony would be happy to help you out, go over any of the products, answer questions, go over the platform, whatever it is.
Cool, man. Thank you so much, Andrew.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Nice call. Great job. And Andrew from Infinity Futures. And we got the market just kind of grinding along here. I know it's waiting for the Rockstar himself to get back on here. So I'm going to go ahead and finalize the show here. With the Dow is down about $1.15, 115 points there. NASDAQ 44 on the south side. S&P futures about 16. Again, this is RPM doing Trader Spotlight Market Munchies edition with our friendly broker Infinity Futures. So make sure you contact them, and there'll be a link in the chat room, of course, all the time for you guys. Just ask for that link, and Brian will put it in there, or I'll put it in there in just a second. Definitely check out Infinity Futures. So I'm going to turn this back over to John, and good luck with the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys tonight on the Tech Talk Live show. Plan to do something for you. Take care, everybody. RPM out.